Earth had been ignored by the mighty galactic hegemony for hundreds of years. The aliens saw humans as weak and unimportant. They put Earth in a category called primitive worlds that weren't worth talking to yet. When humans built their first faster-than-light ship, the HSS Pathfinder, they had no idea what waited for them among the stars. Captain Jum Kim led this historic mission. He was chosen because he stayed calm under pressure and could think quickly in new situations. His crew was the best Earth had to offer: scientists, diplomats, and soldiers trained for first contact. The Pathfinder arrived at Proxima Centauri after a journey that took 3 weeks. The crew was excited to find an alien outpost there. It was a massive space station with ships coming and going from all directions. "Open a channel," Kim ordered. "Let's introduce ourselves." The aliens responded quickly. They invited the humans to dock at their station. Kim felt something was wrong, but he couldn't refuse this chance for first contact. When the human delegation stepped onto the station, they saw dozens of different alien species. Some had many arms, others looked like walking plants, and some floated in the air. The station itself was made of materials that seemed to shift and change. The hegemony ambassador was a tall being with purple skin that glowed slightly. He spoke through a translator device. "Humans," the ambassador said, looking down at them, "we have watched your world for centuries. You have finally reached a stage where we can reveal ourselves." Kim and his team were shocked. "You've been watching us. For how long?" "Since your earliest civilizations," the ambassador replied. "We monitor all developing worlds. Most join our hegemony peacefully when they're ready." The meeting seemed friendly at first. The aliens showed the humans incredible technology and talked about trade. But on the 3rd day, the ambassador revealed the truth. "Your world will now pay tribute to the hegemony. You will be allowed 3 colony worlds. Your ships will need permits to travel. Your resources will be taxed at 60%. This is standard for new species." Kim protested. "We came in peace to form equal relationships." The ambassador laughed. "Equal? You have just made your first interstellar journey. Our empire spans thousands of systems and has existed for millions of years. You should be grateful we don't simply take your world." When Kim and his crew returned to Earth, they'd brought this terrible news. The governments of Earth met in an emergency session. For the first time in human history, all nations agreed on something. They would not become slaves to aliens. President Lee of the United Earth Council gave a speech that wasn't broadcast to space. "We will appear weak while becoming strong. We will seem to accept their rules while breaking free of them. We need time." Earth sent messages accepting the hegemony's terms. They even welcomed alien observers to monitor Earth's activities. These observers saw exactly what humans wanted them to see: slow progress, outdated technology, and a species that posed no threat. Meanwhile, deep under the Pacific Ocean, a secret base was built. It was called Olympus Station. The best scientists from every country were brought there to work on Project Prometheus. Dr. Ta Park was chosen to lead this effort. "The hegemony thinks they're millions of years ahead of us," Dr. Park told his team on their first day. "But we have an advantage. They don't think we're a threat. They've become comfortable and slow to change. We will innovate faster than they can imagine." The project focused on 3 areas: defense, movement, and intelligence. Teams worked day and night. They studied the small pieces of alien technology they could access. They tested wild theories that normal science would have dismissed. The hegemony gave Earth access to simple space travel technology, but kept the advanced systems secret. This was their biggest mistake. Given just a glimpse of how alien tech worked, human scientists found new approaches the aliens had never considered. During this time, Kim was promoted to admiral and put in charge of Earth's small defense fleet, a few ships that the hegemony allowed. The aliens thought these ships were just for show. In reality, each one was a testing platform for new human technologies. Every month, the hegemony inspectors would check on Earth's progress. They would laugh among themselves at the primitive human attempts at building ships and weapons. They never bothered to look too closely. They see what they expect to see, Admiral Kim told Dr. Park during a secret meeting. They expect us to be centuries behind them, so that's what they see. By the 5th year of Project Prometheus, the first breakthrough came. Dr. Park's team created a shield that could absorb energy attacks. By the 7th year, they had a new drive system that could move ships in ways the aliens thought impossible. Earth built hidden factories in the asteroid belt. They used the resources of the entire solar system while making it look like they were just mining for basic materials. Admiral Kim trained pilots in secret. They practiced using the new technologies in simulators that looked like video games to any alien observers. The hegemony grew more demanding each year. They increased taxes and added new rules. They limited which technologies humans could use. They forced Earth to send resources to alien worlds for almost nothing in return. In the 10th year, Admiral Kim met with the Earth Council. "We're ready," he said. "We can fight back now." President Lee looked worried. "Are you sure? We only get one chance." Kim nodded. "The hegemony doesn't just control us. They enslave hundreds of species across the galaxy. Many of them have been waiting for someone to stand up to their masters." The council voted. The decision was made. Earth would appear to follow alien rules for one more year while completing their preparations. Then they would reveal their true strength. Project Prometheus was about to be unleashed on an unsuspecting galaxy. Dr. Park looked at the massive screens in the command center of Olympus Station. His eyes were tired after working for 20 hours straight. He hadn't left the underground facility in 3 weeks. None of the scientists had. They were too close to a breakthrough. "Try it again," he told his team. "Increase the power by 12%. They were testing the newest version of what they called the quantum shield. Earlier versions had failed. They could block energy weapons but would overheat and fail after a few hits. The test chamber was 50 meters across. At one end was a captured hegemony energy cannon. At the other end was a small drone fitted with the shield prototype. Firing in 3, 2, 1. The cannon fired. A bright beam of energy shot across the chamber. When it hit the drone, something amazing happened. Instead of just blocking the energy, the shield seemed to catch it, swirl it around the drone, and then redirect it harmlessly to the side. The room was silent for a moment. Then everyone started cheering. It worked. Dr. Mi Lee, the lead physicist, shouted. The recursive quantum loop held stable. Dr. Park smiled but raised his hand for quiet. "Let's not celebrate yet. Fire 5 more times, maximum power." The cannon fired again and again. Each time, the shield held. By the 6th shot, the drone was not just deflecting the energy. It was absorbing some of it and growing stronger. That night, Dr. Park sent a secure message to Admiral Kim. "Phoenix has risen." It was their code for the first major breakthrough. 2 months later, Dr. Park's team had another success. The new propulsion system they called the disruption drive was ready for testing. Unlike conventional engines that pushed ships through space, this drive actually folded space itself around the vessel. The test ship was small, unmanned, and orbiting Earth's moon, where the hegemony rarely watched. When they activated the drive, the ship didn't just move fast. It seemed to blink out of existence and reappear 10,000 kilometers away. "The sensors aren't malfunctioning," explained Jun Ho, the lead engineer. "The ship is actually passing through a different layer of spacetime. The hegemony doesn't even know this layer exists." The third breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Dr. Suyu was not part of the original Prometheus team. She had been developing medical AIs to help diagnose diseases. But when she saw what the team was trying to do, she had an idea. "We don't need to build an eye from scratch," she told Dr. Park. "We need to link human minds with machine processing." Her neural network wasn't just a computer. It connected to human operators through special interfaces. The humans provided intuition and creativity. The machines provided speed and calculation power. Together, they could process battle information and make decisions thousands of times faster than any alien commander. When all three technologies were ready, Admiral Kim came to Olympus Station for a demonstration. He watched as the team showed how the systems worked together. With these three advances, we can stand against the hegemony, Dr. Park explained. But we need time to build enough ships. That same month, a hegemony inspector named Vorax arrived on Earth for the annual check. Vorax was known for being more thorough than other inspectors. He demanded to see all of Earth's shipyards and weapons factories. "We have received reports that humans are developing unauthorized technologies," Vorax said, his translator making his voice sound metallic. "I will inspect everything." Admiral Kim personally guided the inspector through Earth's official facilities. They showed him the small shipyards where humans built the allowed types of vessels. They demonstrated the weak shields and slow engines the hegemony permitted. "As you can see," Kim said politely, "we are following all regulations." Vorax seemed suspicious. "Your energy usage has increased by 30% in the last year. Explain this." Kim was ready with an answer. "We have been terraforming parts of our deserts to grow more food for our increasing population. The energy goes to the atmospheric processors and water pumps. In reality, that energy was being used to power the hidden factories in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. There, robots were building components for Earth's real fleet. The parts were then secretly transported to the dark side of Mars, where the ships were assembled in massive underground hangars. Vorax spent a week on Earth. He scanned, measured, and inspected everything he could access. In the end, he found nothing suspicious. Before leaving, he gave humans another warning. "The Supreme Council has decided to increase your resource quota by 20%. You will also send 5,000 humans to work in hegemony facilities next year." After Vorax left, Kim contacted the Earth Council. "The hegemony is starting to suspect something. We need to speed up our plans." In the hidden shipyards of Mars, the first 10 warships were almost complete. Unlike the clunky vessels the hegemony allowed, these ships were sleek and deadly. Each one carried all three of the breakthrough technologies. The flagship was named Phoenix. It was twice the size of other ships and would be Admiral Kim's command vessel. When completed, it would be the most advanced ship in the galaxy. Dr. Park visited the Mars facility to oversee the installation of the neural network in the Phoenix. As he stood in the massive hangar, looking at the fleet taking shape, he felt both pride and fear. "Will it be enough?" asked Dr. Lee, who had come with him. "It has to be," Dr. Park replied. "We won't get a second chance." The construction continued day and night. Every human in the solar system was now part of the secret in some way. They all knew that soon they would either win their freedom or face destruction. The hegemony had ruled for too long. They had grown comfortable in their power. They never imagined that a primitive species could challenge them. They were about to learn how wrong they were. The message arrived from the Hegemony Central Council during Earth's winter. The large alien face on the screen looked down at the human representatives with cold eyes. "Earth will provide 100,000 humans to serve in hegemony core worlds," the alien said. "They will work in our homes, factories, and mines. This is not a request. You have 30 days to select and prepare these servants." When the transmission ended, President Lee slammed his fist on the table. "They're not even pretending anymore. This is slavery." Admiral Kim nodded. She had been waiting for this moment. "Our fleet is ready. 14 warships and 30 support vessels. It's time to show the hegemony who we really are." That night, the Earth Council met in secret. After 12 years of preparation, the decision was unanimous. Operation Prometheus would begin. Admiral Kim boarded her flagship, the Phoenix, in the underground hangar on Mars. The ship was beautiful, black and silver, with smooth lines that hid its powerful weapons. Its heart was the 3 breakthrough technologies that would change the balance of power in the galaxy. "All ships report ready, Admiral," said Captain Min, her second in command. "Begin Operation Prometheus," Kim ordered. First target, Ta City Military Outpost. The Phoenix and two sister ships, the Valkyrie and the Thunderbird, activated their disruption drives. To any observer, they seemed to vanish. In reality, they were traveling through a layer of space the hegemony didn't know existed. Ta City was 4 light years from Earth. With normal hegemony drives, the journey would take weeks. With the disruption drives, the human ships arrived in hours. The hegemony outpost was massive, a space station surrounded by 12 warships. The aliens had no defenses against what was coming. They couldn't see what they didn't believe was possible. "Emerge on my mark," Admiral Kim said. 3, 2, 1. The 3 human ships appeared from nowhere, right in the middle of the hegemony fleet. Before the aliens could react, the neural networks on the human ships had already analyzed their defenses and found the weak points. "Target their weapons and engines only," Kim ordered. "No unnecessary casualties." The Phoenix fired first. Its weapons didn't destroy the hegemony ships. They disabled them. The quantum shields absorbed the aliens' return fire and redirected it harmlessly into space. The hegemony commander managed to send one message: "Unknown attackers with impossible technology. We need reinforcements." Then his communications went silent. In 15 minutes, it was over. All 12 hegemony warships were floating helplessly in space. Not one had been destroyed. Not one alien had died. Captain Min looked at the displays in awe. They didn't even scratch our shields. Admiral Kim opened a channel to all the disabled ships. "This is Admiral Jun Kim of Earth. Your vessels have been disabled, not destroyed. We offer you a choice. Stand down and accept detention, or we will be forced to take more permanent action." One by one, the hegemony captains surrendered. They had never seen such technology. They had never faced an enemy who chose not to kill when they clearly could have. News of what happened at Ta City spread fast. The hegemony tried to hide it, but they couldn't. Too many ships had sent messages. Too many aliens had witnessed it. The next target was Rigel, a planet where the hegemony had enslaved the local population for mining rare minerals. This time, Kim brought 6 ships. Again, they appeared from nowhere. Again, they disabled the hegemony forces without killing. When the human ships landed on Rigel, the enslaved aliens, blue-skinned beings called the Navari, watched in fear. They had seen rebellions before. They had seen the brutal way the hegemony crushed them. Admiral Kim stepped out of her ship and addressed the Navari. "We are humans from Earth. We too were meant to be slaves. We offer you freedom and alliance against our common oppressor." The Navari leader, named Thal, approached carefully. "Many have promised freedom before. The hegemony always returns with more ships and more weapons." Kim smiled. "Not this time." She showed Thal the images from Ta City. "We don't need to destroy them. We just need to show them they're not as powerful as they think." Within days, the Navari joined the rebellion. Then the Xindi from Procyon. Then the Lorians from Sirius. Species that had been enemies under hegemony rule now found common cause. Each victory made the next one easier. Human ships appeared at hegemony outposts across 20 star systems. They disabled ships, freed slaves, and offered alliance instead of conquest. On board the Phoenix, Admiral Kim received reports from all fronts. "The hegemony is pulling back to their core systems," Captain Min told her. "They're abandoning their outer colonies." "They're regrouping," Kim said. "They'll gather their main fleet and come for Earth. They have to make an example of us." The hegemony Supreme Council was in chaos. For the first time in thousands of years, they faced a real threat. "How is this possible?" the High Overlord demanded. "Humans were primitive savages just years ago." "They hide their true nature," said Vorax, the inspector who had visited Earth. "I suspected they were developing in secret, but I found no evidence." "Gather all available ships," the High Overlord ordered. 10,000 if we can. We will go to Earth and burn it to ash. No species can be allowed to challenge us and live." Back on Earth, Dr. Park was working on upgrading the quantum shields when he received the call from Admiral Kim. "They're coming," she said. "All of them. Our spies report they're gathering their grand armada." Dr. Park looked tired but determined. "The shields are ready. The drives are improved. But 10,000 ships. Can we really face so many?" "We don't need to beat them all," Kim replied. "We just need to beat them badly enough that they'll listen to reason." As the human fleet returned to Earth to prepare for the final battle, news of their victories had spread across the galaxy. Species that had been under the hegemony boot for millennia now looked to the stars with hope. The greatest test was still to come. The final battle for humanity's survival began as 10,000 hegemony warships descended upon the Sol system, their massive fleet intent on destroying Earth and crushing human resistance once and for all. Admiral Elena Kim stood on the bridge of her command ship, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the approaching enemy armada. The neural network had calculated an unusual battle formation that seemed random to the untrained eye. Human ships positioned themselves in a complex, almost dance-like arrangement that defied traditional military strategy. As the hegemony forces closed in, something extraordinary happened. Across multiple human vessels, quantum shields activated in perfect synchronization. The shields created impossible gravitational anomalies that confused and disrupted the hegemony's advanced navigation systems. Ships that moments before had been racing towards Earth suddenly found themselves spinning, their guidance computers overwhelmed by impossible gravitational waves. The battle was unlike anything in galactic military history. Human ships moved with impossible precision, seeming to teleport across vast distances using their disruption drives. These incredible machines bent space itself, creating shortcuts and unexpected attack vectors that the hegemony couldn't predict or counter. Where traditional warfare would have seen massive explosions and destroyed ships, this conflict was more like a complex chess match of technological superiority. For 3 days, the battle raged. The hegemony didn't lose ships to outright destruction, but to precise strikes that systematically disabled their critical systems. Their once mighty fleet became a collection of drifting, powerless vessels, technological giants rendered helpless by human ingenuity. The turning point came when Admiral Kim's fleet surrounded the Supreme Overlord's flagship, the very vessel that had commanded countless invasions and enslaved numerous civilizations. With calculated precision, Kim personally boarded the enemy ship, a move that shocked both human and hegemony forces. Standing before the Supreme Overlord, she presented terms that would reshape galactic civilization. The hegemony would dissolve. Every enslaved world would be freed. A new galactic council would be formed, with equal representation for all species, a radical concept of true galactic democracy. The moment was more than a military victory. It was a statement about the potential of intelligent life to overcome oppression, to choose cooperation over domination. Humanity, once considered a minor species, had not just survived. They had fundamentally changed the balance of power in the galaxy. As the hegemony ships powered down and surrendered, a new era began. The stars themselves seemed to witness a transformation that would be remembered for generations to come. 5 years after the Great Battle, something amazing happened. 200 different species from across the galaxy gathered in a huge meeting hall built high in the Himalayan mountains. This was the first full meeting of the new Galactic Council, and Earth was at its center. Admiral Elena Kim walked slowly through the massive chamber. She was now Earth's first counselor, a position that showed how much had changed. Around her, delegates from worlds that had been enslaved for thousands of years looked at her with different emotions. Some showed pure gratitude. Others watched her carefully, still unsure about humanity's intentions. The Arkelian representative, a being made of living crystal who had once been part of a massive slave mining operation, approached Kim. His words were simple but powerful. "The hegemony was afraid of humans," he said, "not because you were strong fighters, but because you could imagine something different. You could have destroyed them completely, but you chose a harder path of freedom and hope. Humanity's powerful fleet now had a new job. Instead of fighting, they protected peace. They made sure no new empire could rise and repeat the terrible mistakes of the past. All the research and technology that once made weapons was now used to solve big problems. Scientists worked on healing environmental damage, finding ways to help worlds with few resources, and helping species recover from long years of oppression.